Hello everyone, it's me again, Alan, here with another unboxing. This time I am bringing you probably my favorite tank of all time to unbox. The T-35 Heavy Tank-of-E Platoon from Flames of War. Now, I just love the T-35. I've gone ahead and opened a second box of these just so I could get one assembled to show you guys the sheer scale of this war machine at the end of the video. But these things were massive early war Soviet tanks. They'd have a 11-man crew. They would have 5 different turrets shooting off in different directions. They were just the pinnacle of awesome, crazy Soviet designs. You get to see on the back of the box 1 tank, 2 scale, and then it shows you the kind of different units that they bring. You can use these from Rising Sun. I'm sure you've seen me talk about the rules there. If not, go watch it, or at least put it on mute in the background so I get retention time. Probably shouldn't say things like that. But anyway, you get the standard little box. Come on, little box. Sorry, forgive me. I struggle with the little box. I will tell you more factoids about the T-35. So the T-35 was a project that started under the early years of Joseph Stalin as he attempted to modernize the Soviet tank military. Or the Soviet military in general, but especially the tanks. And it was kind of the pinnacle of tank technology for a long time. It was made through Soviet-German cooperation, weirdly enough. So it did have things that were strange to a Soviet tank, like this radio wasn't mounted behind the commander, for instance. And radio antenna would be on the tank, which unfortunately is not modeled here. I will be doing some green stuff to my command tank to show the radio antenna. It was like the Chihas, if you watch that video, how their radio antennas looked. Anyway, let us look at the might that is the T-35. My God, these things are gigantic. So these are the exact same turrets as the T-30 or the T-28s. They were just mounted on a different hull for the T-35. They were built to be as compatible as possible. So, owing to just the scale of this vehicle, the tracks are not made out of metal, but out of resin, because the metal tracks would just be way too heavy. And these are nicely molded. My first one, unfortunately, had a problem where a chunk of track was missing. Which really sucks, but I was able to fix it, so I didn't send for a new one or anything like I did with my Finnish Volker. Which, by the way, they got me a whole new pack of that, so, you know, I definitely give Battlefield the props for some awesome customer service. Now, in the little baggie down here, you get all sorts of commanders, machine guns, the different turrets, the little machine gun turrets too. So it had 2 machine gun turrets, 2 anti-tank turrets, and then the main turret, which was kind of anti-pillbox more than anything. Now, I'm going to set these aside so I can show you the assembled one that I brought along. Which has all the turrets, and they're all magnetized too, because I'm a nerd like that. I'm not going to not magnetize the bunch of different turrets. Now you may be thinking, how big is that? I have no sense of scale for this. Well, here is a Stuart. And that is painted in Japanese camouflage, in case you're wondering. And then, okay, that's cool. Here's a Sherman. And then here is a modern T-64. Yeah. This T-35 was huge. The Stuart was produced, you know, at the same time. These were similar designs, in theory. And they were made in the same era. And just look at the sheer size of the T-35. And well, it was kind of undone by its own size. Its transmission would always blow out. It wasn't great in the mud or anything. So, you know, take some, you win some, you lose some. In the end, it was actually a really terrible tank design because the commander, he or she couldn't direct all 5 turrets at the same time, so you'd end up with them firing off pretty much independently of each other. And then you could just easily be outflanked, and it's easier to produce 5 one turreted tank, it's easier to produce, say, 3 one-turreted tanks than this one 5-turreted tank. And then you don't lose all your firepower if it's knocked out. So yeah, in theory it was a great design, but in practice it was pretty awful. I still love it, but I do have to admit it was an awful design. But yeah, it just really shows the quirkiness of early war to me. It's part of what attracts me to that time period. And in Flames of War rules, each of these can fire at a different target, so that's fun. Anyway, folks, actually, what I would like you guys to do is leave your favorite tank in the comments, since I told you guys all about my favorite tank here today. And kind of showed off and everything, and even brought out the the already built model for you guys. That's probably, I think that's the first on this show. So, leave me your favorite tank, let me know. Maybe I'll pick a commenter and review their favorite tank for them. But, you know what to do, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. Especially the commenting, I do love the comments. And I will see you guys and gals on the next video.